good afternoon, good evening, whatever this reaches you. Of course, this week, but I know I've missed again a couple of weeks, but it's just been crazy. So I'm actually taking 10 minutes out of my day right now, early this morning, to go ahead and just talk to you. I had a suggestion. Someone wants to basically just talk about positivity. Well, that's what I try to do when I'm over on TikTok, when I'm on YouNow. Anything I do, I try to put a positive spin on things these days. I tell you what, I used to be one of the most negative persons out there, and I know that needed to change. So I was worried about the glare, but now it's like I'm in the dark. Yeah, we'll just do it that one. And you can see me better, and everything works better. But it just doesn't do any good to be negative about anything. I mean, the way things I'm going through these days, what I've went through, basically on the other side of it now. So I'm just gonna talk about that. Yeah, I could be talking about sports stuff, but I will briefly. I will get to it briefly. But I want to talk about this first, because there was a young man who came on my TikTok live the other day. Well, I've talked to him before. He's going through a divorce, but his ex-wife, it was soon to be ex-wife. The divorce went through. Yeah, it is officially his ex-wife now. Made him feel inferior. Made him feel like he's just not worth being around. And he put that out in my chat the other day, and I'm like, one of these days maybe you can come on and hear TikTok live and talk to me about it and tell me how you really feel. But I'm going to tell you right now, you need to get out of it. You need to get back out there. You can't let somebody else dictate to you what you're going to be or who you are. You get out there and you define it yourself. Don't let anybody else do it. You get out there, you define it. Define yourself. And that's what I always say. Define yourself. You find yourself. And if that's what I just said. If you define yourself, you'll find yourself. And that's what I'm telling him. And that's what I told him in the chat. I said, look, that's what's got to happen. Worry about yourself. Take care of yourself. Know that you are worth something to somebody. Just because an ex says something negative towards you, that's fine. It's going to happen. Because the way I understand it, she was the one that ended the relationship. She wanted to end it, but she's trying to make herself feel good by making you feel bad, and that's what it's all about. She's trying to manipulate the situation. Like me, I'm going through a divorce soon, and we're trying to keep things amicable. We're trying to keep things together. I mean, we obviously share a son, and two sons, because obviously, I raised Nick since he was 10. So I helped raise him, and he's fine young man. And then Brendan coming into his own finally. He did get some good news. They did finally find his first check at Amazon, and we work for Amazon contractor, but he also got news that once he's cleared to work, he does have a job. So that's good. And that's what I told him. And that's what I told him too. I was like, Brendan, you need to keep things on an even keel. You need to be positive about things. If you have a positive outlook, positive things are going to happen. You think I'd be going into my 14th year of broadcasting high school football, coming up in the fall, if I was negative about anything? I mean, you just keep rolling. You just keep going. You move on. started at Bell Chase, and when I moved to Denham Springs, I was able to do a season at Denham Springs. It just, the service I was working for, their services were no longer needed by Denham Springs, and that's all that happened there. So I looked at that as, no, that wasn't being fired by Denham Springs, that was just their radio network that they had prior to the Bayou Sports Network. They took a year off because he couldn't find a radio outlet. And I was actually the one that told him, oh, well, guess what? Such station is doing this. And he got back into it. And that's all it was. It was just a 1 year pause from their radio deal. And we filled in for that 1 year, moved on. And I moved on. I did a game in a week. Did St. Charles, me and Jason did St. Charles Catholic. We lost that after 1 year. They decided what it was, they wanted, if they would have told me that, if they wanted Jason and another St. Charles Catholic alum to do the games, I could have easily said, yeah, go ahead. But didn't look anything negative after that. After 5 years at St. Michael, I didn't look at that anything, and they decided that, we decided to mutually part ways. And I didn't look at that as a negative. I went over to West Jefferson, so my alma mater, and I'm at home, and that's exactly how I feel about it too. And I know it's my alma mater, but because it's my alma mater, I feel at home. But JM Sports Network wouldn't exist if I would have went into it with a negative attitude. Bayou State Sports Saturday still rolling. Even though this time of the year we get more people watch it on podcast than live, but I'll listen to it on podcast than live, right? Well, if you part of you now, you can actually go back and look at it. There's a way to go back and look at, the episodes. But anyway, you got to be positive about things. If you're negative all the time, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your health, too. I've noticed that, too. Things have gotten better with me, health-wise. And it just, you got to be positive. Negativity can wear you down. Can literally kill you years before you're supposed to die. So, that's the other thing, too. Tomorrow I'm turning 59. I'm going to have a special broadcast on both YouNow and TikTok. And it will be at least a whole hour. It will be at least an hour, so know that. We will do it for at least an hour. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the positivity stuff, and that's that. I did what I had to do as far as that. Do I think in the next 24 to 48 hours, Deshaun Watson is going to be the next quarterback of the New Orleans Saints? I do. I wasn't feeling too good about it when they first announced it, but when Deshaun was cleared of any criminal charges, I feel better about the situation. Yes, there's some civil lawsuits that he's going to have to settle, but it sounds like without a criminal indictment, it sounds like the same thing's going to happen to Deshaun Watson that happened to Marshawn Lattimore. It's not going to be a suspension. I thought, I can see this now. Deshaun Watson signs with the Saints. Roger Goodell gives him a 10-game suspension. You could see that. When you're talking Roger Goodell, you could actually see that. So, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, yeah. Of course, transitional talent. Sean Payton's not going to be here, but Pete Carmichael knows how to run an offense. He'd already proven that he can run an offense. So, I have no problems with that. I think he did. I think Carmichael's going to do some tweaking to the offense. But we all know he's not going to have Kamara for probably 6 games, and that's probably a given. Obviously that's a given. That's going to really happen. So, yes, I caught some headlights coming on. You know, like there's somebody pulling in the parking over. I guess one of their employees. Here at Sharon's Kitchen here on Plank Road in Baton Rouge. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I gotta start working in a minute. I said 10 minutes, but that's all right. We're gonna wrap this up. Will Wade getting fired by LSU right before the NCAA tournament. I think with everything that came out as far as the investigation, finally the NCAA was able to release findings. I really think that there was probably enough damning testimony, damning evidence on Will Wade that it was probably best to part ways now. Will there be some sanctions on the basketball team? Yeah. I hate the fact it's going to happen to a new coach and the current batch of players, but that's how it works. I mean, that's how it works. I mean, and you would think Will Wade would have learned from. He was the one that came in right after the last scandal, the Lester Earl scandal involving Johnny Jones, and released Jones, and then Wade comes in. He should have realized then. He came in with sanctions. The first season, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't go to postseason. And you would think, okay, he wouldn't have done anything, but obviously he did something that's warranted of several violations being announced. So, you know, you reap what you sow, but like it was pointed out by Ross Dellinger on after further review on Sports Talk on WWL. That was not on after further. It was on Sports Talk on WWL radio. Obviously Johnny Jones is now coaching his third team to the NCAA tournament. So never say never as far as Will Wade coaching again in college. So, yeah. So there's that. But what's going to happen now? The football team, will there be any further sanctions? Because, departmental control or institutional control or whatever, they did lack of institutional control. They may have another ban. I would be ashamed that it happens to a new coach in Chip Kelly. Not Chip Kelly, Brian Kelly. Chip Kelly, where did I get that from? Brian Kelly. And, they put themselves on a bowl ban the season before last, but they really shouldn't have played the bowl game this past year either, but, neither here nor there, but, on that, but yeah, we'll see. I think the football kind of did something, but when they say lack of institutional control, that's not good. But anyway, try to keep positive. Koike, I forgot to mention you, but thank you for everything. And I didn't forget about you. Don't worry. I got right back into the positivity. But you're part of that positivity with me. You're part of me being positive. So thank you for everything you do. And I can't wait to see you. It's coming up. It's coming up quick. So, we're about 94 days away. Yeah. 93 days away before I get on that plane to head over to see you over there in the Philippines. So, can't wait to get there. I really can. But anyway, go ahead and sign off. And as I always say, God willing, I will talk to you guys again in a little while. Bye now.